the man who has masterminded 7 world titles, constructors' titles, and now has the pleasure of congratulating Lewis. You're covered in confetti, but I should imagine that's not going to bother you today. Well done, Toto. Congratulations again, I suppose on behalf of us for the team, but also for Lewis. Brilliant.
Thank you very much. The confetti is the new style for next year.
As you say, you have to take your hat off, don't you, to Lewis? He was, what, 20-odd seconds behind and then turned it round to win by 30. What a drive.
Yeah, it shows how he's capable to cope with the situation that went against him at the beginning, and was the only one who kept it on the road. And that is the difference today.
Yeah, and it must be nice when Lewis basically sort of says very positive things about you, how important it has been for you to be on board with this whole project that's been going along. But it must actually go the other way as well. It must be so impressive to have Lewis on board. You know, how much of an impression has he made on your life?
We have a really, really great relationship that has grown over all these years, and the team is 100% behind him, and he's 100% behind the team. And this is why these days where it was really difficult, and he still managed to pull it off against all odds.
You said when we talked a couple of weeks ago that you're still going to be boss. You want to stay around long enough to help move your successor through. But I wonder, with talk about Lewis putting pen to paper and you deciding that you might stay on, how much was Lewis a factor in that decision, do you think, for you and your future?
I think that we are both a factor of each other, I guess. But then there is such a big structure behind me from the team. If I would go, they would still be winning. And that is something that I would also see as my obligation, to make sure that the team is winning in the future, to set the foundations for that. But it's not, that moment hasn't yet come.
Yeah, what about Lewis himself? Because you're doing your negotiations at the moment. Motivation, is that still the most hungry Lewis Hamilton that you've seen with all these years you've been together?
Yeah, look at what has happened today. I mean, he was hungry as a lion. Driving a car on slicks at the end with the risk of rain. I don't see any of the motivation dropping.
It's interesting because some people sort of say, oh, but because he's not really signed a contract, that's because he's not motivated. But that's obviously not the case. No, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
How will you celebrate? It's difficult, I know, at the moment, but is it possible?
It is possible. We're flying home together.
Oh, there you go.
And there's going to be something else than Sprite that we just saw on the podium. Yeah, I'm very happy.
I can see you're quite emotional, Toto. Where does this rank this year compared to the others with all the difficulties?
This year was very, very special because it was so difficult, not only for us, but everybody in the world. And I hope we were able to entertain the people, and that's why coming on top after such a year in such a tough race just feels exceptional.